What's up, friends? I am in Ohio, and Logan is somewhere around, headed in the same direction that I am, but we're actually going to meet up with my buddy Ben. For those of you that don't know Ben, he's my best friend from growing up. We've hunted together for years, and this spring we actually got to hunt together during turkey season, managed to knock down some turkeys in southern Ohio, and he is on his 10 or so day vacation right now. He actually got down here, I think it would have been yesterday morning, and he's been starting to kind of scout out this piece of public. This is an area that we haven't hunted very much in the past. Growing up in Ohio, we hunted a lot of different pieces of public land, but we wanted to check this one out a little bit further. The reason we wanted to try it's just something different. We've hunted similar areas. Basically what it's gonna be is a lot of old strip mines. I'm pretty excited about it. It's been like 5 seasons since I've actually got to bow hunt with Ben. I'm gonna be filming him, but I'm also gonna have a tag. If he ends up shooting one, then I'll probably hunt for a few days, but our main goal is to try to knock one down with Ben's tag, just because this is his vacation. It's really his big block of time to hunt during November. Just looking to get out in the woods with this guy, you know, it's been quite some time, so pretty excited about it. We're gonna keep on driving down the road, meet up with Logan and Ben. So next stop, we'll see you when we meet up with Ben. What's up, dude? Made it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Dude, I'm ready to hunt them. I just saw 2 big ones shot on the way here.
Did you?
Yeah. Just pulled up. He's like, yeah, a little 9-point. I walk up in, the thing's like 130 inches. I was like,
good enough. Cool.
And then the other one I just saw right on the main road.
Nice.
Coming out. Solid 8-point.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks so good.
Yeah. He said he was trailing 2 does.
All right,
I'm
well,
stoked.
let's go in and get Logan. All right, so we made it inside. Ben and I got the Onyx maps pulled up. We're gonna be trying to download some stuff, and Ben's gonna fill me in a little bit of what's going on. Dude's got some pins.
Laid down some pins yesterday. I think I drove like 200 miles. Yeah, I just took a pin of every access point and car that I saw parked. There's a few of them out there.
There's hills here. Well, we made it to the spot. We're about to head in here, but we just really quick wanted to talk to you guys about kind of our expectations, what this area is like terrain-wise, habitat-wise. Like I mentioned on the way here, it's gonna be a lot different than what you're used to seeing us hunt in Iowa. I mean, in Iowa, we got real open hardwoods, you know, a lot of river bottom, creek bottom. Here, we call it strip mine country. Basically, coal companies owned them, and they've become public land. Whether the state owns them or they're privately owned, open for public access, there's tons of these pieces across Ohio. I'm sure there's some in West Virginia, Pennsylvania. So I think with this hunt, we're gonna be covering a lot of what our viewers are watching. That's the hope, at least, is we kind of targeted this area because it's different than your traditional, I guess, whitetail habitat.
Yeah, it's not really hill country. It's not really farm country.
No.
I don't know what kind of country it is, brush.
Yeah, Ben's a forester for Ohio, so he knows a lot more of what's growing out here, and he'll be able to tell us, you know, as we're hunting, kind of what these plants are and what he thinks the deer are going to be feeding on.
Yeah, there's way more invasives than native species here. And really what they did is took the ground, mined underneath it, flipped it over, reclaimed it all. So some of the older stuff we hunt in might be planted trees from back in the 60s, but there's some newer reclaimed too. That's a lot more like open ground, autumn olive, kind of patchy. But for the most part, most of these trees that are growing are planted.
It's not going to have a lot of that oak, hickory forest that you see us hunting in Iowa, Missouri, Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Pretty much anything that's growing though, the trees are not growing fast. The invasives are growing a lot faster. The good thing about now is they're still green. Most of your invasives are still green, so I expect them to be browsing on rose, honeysuckle. There's plenty of green stuff still around.
The terrain's really weird too. Like Ben said, it's not really hill country because it is really hilly terrain, but because of all that strip mining that they've done, the ground is very uneven. There's not a lot of structure to the ground, I would call it. It's not a lot of, you know, your ridge and just a valley. It's a lot of ridges, really flat benches that have been cleared out, just the ground has been pushed away. It's just really kind of all over the place.
Yeah, in this place in particular, there is a ton of ponds.
Yep.
I mean, 100 and some on the map, but there's a lot that aren't on the map.
Yep.
I mean, you'll come to some spots that are just low and there's water in it. So it stops a lot of access, I think, in spots.
Yep. This area is just kind of a cool cross between a bunch of different habitat types. And the one thing that I would say is pretty consistent is there's just not a lot of crops in this area. In the private land that's kind of close to it, there are some crops, but there's a lot of fescue fields, old pasture, big hay fields that are basically just fescue. So we're gonna have to be looking for kind of off the wall food sources, which is gonna be a fun experience for for us to kind of dive into this piece. Like I said, we've only ever fished here in college, and then we did hunt it a couple times during muzzleloader season, just a few days. We did see good rut sign then, but there wasn't a lot of deer by the time all the pressure of the gun seasons had kind of cleared them out. But we're talking to guys there in town. People are shooting deer back here, shooting some bucks, seeing bucks moving around. So in this area also, the thing that's gonna be way, way different, there's gonna be a lot of hunting pressure, like a ton of hunting pressure. We've seen a truck in about every parking lot. There's a bunch of guys there in town that are hunting, buying their hunting license, whatever it may be. There's just tons and tons of hunters. Ohio has a high hunting population, and it's got a high out-of-state hunting population. So the bucks that we're kind of targeting are pretty much, if we get a good opportunity at a good 2-year-old buck, that's our goal. We're on a limited time schedule. Ben's on his vacation. I'm here for just a week. We're not gonna be too picky. If a good opportunity for a good shot presents itself, we're gonna take it. Oh, yeah. With higher hunting pressure, higher gun hunting pressure, there's just a lot less mature bucks than there would be in some of these other states that we hunt. So our main goal, like I said, is just to get a good ethical shot at a buck. And we're just gonna go out here and have fun, man.
I'm ready to have fun.
Dude, I'm so stoked, man. It's been some years. It's been a long time since Ben and I have got to run around with the bow together. So throw the ghillies on, gear up, and head on out. Let's do it, dude.
Let's do it, man.
Zach and Ben are out hunting tonight, and hopefully they're into some good stuff as well. But Ben actually gave me a few pins on Onyx. Gonna scout around, see if I can find some people pressure and then some deer as well. So that's the goal. I'm gonna glass here, get out, maybe even check this roadside because it's pretty muddy as it looks, and see if there's any people tracks or deer tracks just along the side of the road. And then we're gonna keep moving, hit a few of these pins. Got a few hours till it gets dark, so should be able to get some good stuff tonight.
All right, well, we're headed up this main access path. There's nobody here when we got here. I think we're just gonna burn it for the first half-mile back. It seems like there's a decent amount of boot tracks here. We're just gonna go until those start to peter off. And we're basically on the ridge above where I hunted this morning. So I'd like to get up here and see what's going on because I was just made it to the first bench up. And there's a lot of sign. So we can see what we find on top tonight.
Shaving?
Yeah.
That looks fresh.
I'm gonna try to get up on top there. It's gonna be a lot easier walking, safer wind. Kind of expect deer to be bedded up there, working down to this bench in the evening. They're gonna see us if we're on this bench, I think.
Folks, I'm not kidding you when I say stuff like this dude can smell his face from like, I've seen you smell him from at least 100 yards.
But obviously, recent.
Yeah.
Leaves have been dropping all day.
Yeah.
We've just been working this a lot thicker than we thought ridge. This is not the access path that I thought it was going to end up being. We've only made it an eighth of the way I wanted to. That's totally fine. We ran into good sign here. We just came to this patch of oaks going out to this point. The point drops down into the bench we were on earlier. I mean, there's only a few places deer can get down that way. There's also a really thick bottom they could be going to that way. We're thinking we might just get to somewhere where they're crossing on a saddle. Make a setup if it looks good, but this is fresh sign.
Yeah, heck yeah. Well, I just pulled up to, I think this is my second or third stop this afternoon. This is a spot that Ben pinned on the map for me to come observe tonight. Can see a long ways. And as soon as I stepped out on this edge, I could see a buck just for 5 or 10 seconds as he just ran. I think he saw me as soon as I stepped out, but he just ran and dipped up that cove. I don't think he was too spooked. I actually think I could see him walking just between the cedars a little bit later on. I got the binos and the spot and scope tonight. I'm probably going to use the binos, see if I can glass some deer as soon as I find them, I'll use the spotting scope to really figure out what they are. So hopefully they'll be chasing. It's like November 3rd or 4th already, and it's getting to be that time of year. As you guys can probably tell, I'm walking out a little bit early this afternoon. There was multiple different bucks in there, 2 or 3 shooters. And the only reason I'm still not there glassing right now is because I'm almost 90% sure that that one buck would work his way right past where I was sitting in the next little bit. And I didn't want to risk booking a buck out of there, especially because the guys can go in there and kill one here in the next few days. The spot looks very, very good. I think the only reason they're in there is because there's not a lot of trees or opportunity for tree stands. It's a good thing we're not tree stand hunters, you know. Bunch of deer back in there, and apparently no people. I'm heading out of here, meet up with the guys, and hopefully they had some luck tonight.
Well, Ben and I basically got up on top here. We ran into a few scrapes, a few rubs. Nothing crazy, but really the big thing that we're seeing is that a lot of that sign is going across these saddles. It's just like what we see when we hunt turkeys in these hilly areas with the big saddles, going from one bench to the next. Those deer are just kind of taking the low spot in the ridge and just going over. That's where a lot of the sign is. It was good to get out and just get a feel for what we're dealing with out here. We didn't cover a bunch of ground, but we did that on purpose. The reason was we don't want to just blow into these places guns blazing. We just want to feel it out, see if there's going to be pressure. And so far it doesn't seem like there's going to be any pressure here. Just been sitting here listening and looking at the map, like I said, and we think we got some pretty good options for the next couple days to check out. It's always good to just kind of get a feel for, I think, what you're dealing with terrain-wise and just distance on a map, thickness. You know, it's a lot thicker in here than... We knew it was going to be thick, but we didn't know how thick this ridge was going to be. And just learning stuff like that is just helping you kind of narrow down specific areas. So I feel pretty good about it. Next couple days should be good.
Yeah, we'll see what Logan saw tonight too.
Yeah, yep. All right, we met up with Logan. We're staying in a hotel for this journey. The reason being is we got a lot of editing to do because of Iowa, and we got a desk here. It's just making things a lot easier. And we have Wi-Fi. Where we're hunting, there's like literally no service at all. And as you've probably seen, Logan has run into some bucks tonight. So we got the footage pulled up here. We're about to watch it. Pretty excited because it sounds like he saw quite a bit of movement, and you're pretty excited about this area.
Oh yeah, man. This is the area I hunted this morning, and I came in from a totally different way. I'm glad you came here tonight.
Yeah, let's check it out.
He's he's probably 500 yards there.
And you can see his antlers, so he's good enough. Dude, that's a nice buck.
I thought when I saw him, I'm like, I'd probably shoot that in Iowa. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna complain about it.
No, that's a stud.
That's a big public land Ohio buck right there. Like, we might not even see another one like that the whole trip. All right, so we got a really good buck spotted. You know, Ben and I were in there tonight kind of going after it aggressively, looking for sign, and then obviously Logan ran into the bucks, but
Yeah.
now we got a really good move for tomorrow. We're gonna check out the map here and then see what we think.
Watch that where I parked is like there's a path right through the woods right
Yeah, you're right up on the ridge top.
there. Yeah, like right on the highest.
And there was nobody hunting right there as far as you could tell.
There was a car parked. It was the road right.
Right at the head of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if they were hunting or not.
Well, we're going to keep looking at this map here. We obviously got some pretty good intel today from scouting and from Logan doing that observation. I think we're going to start at this spot in the morning. We may find a spot to set up on this map. That's kind of the goal. Find a place to set up where we can potentially see a lot still and then be able to move from there. But pretty good first day in Ohio. And also, looks like Ted might have one down in Missouri. He called us a little bit ago. Surely if you're watching this video, you've probably seen it, I would say. But
Watch it again, you know.
yeah, watch it again.
We're gonna put that
Look back in
link-
the videos. You'll find it.
link below.
Thanks for watching the first video from Ohio. We're super pumped about what we got going on. We feel like we got really good confidence. Even, I'd say the deer that we're seeing and the sign that we're seeing is way better than we expected for the first day. So feeling pretty good about it. We're going to give it a go tomorrow, and we'll see you back out in the field.